Hello people of the internet, my name is Howard, and I'm bringing you guys another video game commentary. Today's Thursday, so you know what that means. It's Tactical Thursday. So, in today's video, I'm playing against a really solid BPL team with Hazard and Di Maria on the wings, Sergio Aguero up top, Cesc Fabregas, Samir Nasri, and Mata in the midfield, and a defense comprised of Felipe Luis and many others. They have a very solid team, but I don't think it's better than mine, which is again my FC Barcelona and Bundesliga Hybrid. So this game starts off, and my opponent is just holding onto the ball, and yet they soon after just throw it away, which is really nice. And so here I'm just trying to pass the ball up the field, run it up, and I was expecting this to be Arjen Robben, but unfortunately it was Piszczek, so I had to pass it off and try to force something with Suarez, which is just something you never want to try to do. And there, with Boateng, I made a crucial mistake, which could have led to a goal if my opponent had capitalized on it, but luckily Schweinsteiger was able to take it away, and I was able to pass it out of the back, but not before getting into some more trouble. But thankfully, since my defense is so strong and quick, I was able to get out of it and run it out with Lewandowski, with loads of space on the outside. And with that 4-star weak foot, I tried to just power it home, but unfortunately I couldn't. And with Schweinsteiger, I just tried to get it in, hoping the goalie was still off his line, but it was just an easy save for the man between the sticks. PK, with his extreme strength, is able to just bully the opponent off the ball. And so here I'm just trying to build the play up, run down the middle, but of course with Suarez that's just not what you're supposed to be doing. So I just try to get it to Lewandowski out on the wing, trying to do something special with him, passing it into the middle, and thankfully it gets to Arjen Robben's feet, and he just slots it in right under the keeper. It's an amazing goal, and with an amazing celebration right there as well. That goal was all set up by Lewandowski's amazing assist right into the middle of the park, giving it to Arjen Robben on his strong left foot. And so now I'm up 1-0. And this guy, he just tries to sweat it out, running down the wing, and as you see here, he just tries to cross it in, but thankfully Boateng was able to just pass it back to my keeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Here I'm just trying to run the counter with Arjen Robben, but of course his right foot not too strong, with only a 2-star weak foot. So I gave it away back to back right there, even with Piszczek. And with Lewandowski, I'm just trying to run it up, get it to who I thought was Robben, but again it was Piszczek. His high-medium work rates just trick me sometimes into thinking that he's Robben running down the wing, especially since Arjen Robben is so much faster. I just would have expected him to have gotten to that ball. But here with Suarez trying to play it inside, probably should have tried to pass it off to Piszczek, but I just wanted to try out Lewandowski's long shot, and he very nearly got that into the back of the net, but somehow Hugo Lloris was able to block that. And usually for my corner kicks, my tactic is to just try to get it into the middle, hoping one of my taller players will get onto the end of it, but of course it went right over the top of PK's head. But thankfully Neymar was able to get onto the end of it, trying to make something happen down the wing and crossing it in, but the defender was able to just jump just high enough to keep it from getting on to Suarez's amazing feet, because he would have banged it in surely. And so that was a good half, put me up 1-0 against this really solid BPL team. And what I decided that I had to do was just slow it down, just try to keep some possession, because I already have 58 possession, which is quite a nice number, because as I've always been saying, your opponent can't score if they don't have the ball, so possession is key, especially with just a slender 1-0 lead, in which your players just either are failing to make nice passes, or are just failing to slot away open shots, as Lewandowski did in the opening half like a few times. So here Hazard just trying to cut it in, and I was so thankful that he didn't try to curl it in with a finesse shot, because ter Stegen had no chance of getting to that. But thankfully, he dribbled it just wide. Here, as I said time and time again, just try to get it outside, never pass it to the middle, because something like that, in which my opponent got a throw in, is far better than giving it to my opposing striker in a one-on-one situation against my goalie. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to clear it well, and my opponent just stopped it and almost did something nice. But thankfully, his pass just went harmlessly out of bounds. And so here, I just wanted to be a little bit more smart, get it out to my winger, Arjen Robben, as opposed to Piszczek, hoping I could make something happen. But unfortunately, I just set up my opponent's counterattack. But, I don't know, I guess Boateng's pace, strength, and defense was just far too much for my opponent's attack force. And there, I definitely just should have tried to take it with Lewandowski, but I didn't trust him since he'd missed so many shots this game, so I was just trying to feed it into Suarez, who of course just wasn't fast enough to get onto the end of that, with only his 84 pace, even though he does have quite nice acceleration, one of the highest in the game. Here I'm just trying to build the play up, but unfortunately that slide tackle just took me right out of my attack and allowed my opponent to get into a nice position. But thankfully PK, with his strength and defensive ability, was able to bully him off the ball and scare him into making a terrible pass, which went right to my Neymar. But of course, I did just the same thing with a terrible pass. But of course, Marc-Andre ter Stegen of Barcelona was able to get to that first. I don't know, in this game my team just didn't have the proper first touch or passing, so I was just really disappointed with that. So I decided that I'd just try to run it out more, pass it into open spaces a lot more, even with players that might not, I guess, benefit from that open space as much, such as Suarez. So I just tried to bang it near post there, and the keeper was easily able to get it, and none of my players were able to get the rebound, which was like my end goal really, because I hadn't really expected to score off the my shot with Suarez. But thankfully, PK with his amazing defense was able to take my opponent off the ball, but somehow here Vincent Kompany was able to keep up with Suarez, bully him off the ball, and force me to make this terrible pass. Although it was a nice pass, Robben should not be the one on the end of that. I should have tried to get it to Lewandowski's head, or just held the ball up there and tried to slow things down, since that's how this team should perform, holding the play up top and then with my pace down the wings and my attacking midfielders in the center of the park. Here I was just trying to close off the game with a nice run by Neymar, but unfortunately that first touch just forced the ball right out of bounds. But thankfully that just proved the victory for me, and I won 1-0 in fantastic fashion, and I was just truly happy with that. 1-0 victory, 55% possession, so I didn't have quite as much possession as I did the first half, as I did the entire game, but it was still a quite good game. I was able to get the 3 points, and that's all that matters in football. And remember, don't go a-changing.